Alright, so that's what we got. An MPPT from EPever. And that's a control panel. Obviously. USB cable for something. I guess that's communication cable. Another communication cable goes to the actual control panel. That is actually a temp sensor, and that is to control the batteries for temperature. Alright, so there's additional things in here. And we're certified. Okay, I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but this thing is quite large. Like, it's big. Definitely think it will do its rated power. It's got some nice cooling fans on it. As you can see, it's quite large. This is where the goodies are hidden for connection. But as we will see here, as I said, this is quite beefy. It definitely has some cooling capabilities. The feel is quite nice, and the build quality seems on par with what I expect. It also has a grounding system, which is nice. Alright, let's get into the goodies. There you go. So obviously the batteries, and this would be for the panels. That is some pretty beefy connections. Here is one step better. And that is your traditional Sharpie. I mean, it's definitely able to fit a lot larger. Alright, so as you can see, we have several models here. We actually got the Tracer 8420. So as you can see, that is an 80 amp unit, which gives us 200 volts to 180 volts. But that is the amperage. So the gauge for that particular model, 8420, 80, says 4 gauge. I guarantee I can fit 2 gauge. Not that I care, but if it's for redundancy and to make sure that everything goes well. And less resistance means that I have less power loss. We don't need heat in our wires. That's why the resistance basically is heat. Basically it's friction inside of electrical is the easiest way of me explaining it to anybody else. If you have too much current going through something, it's just going to heat up. You have electric heat, that's what it is. It's too much current going through the device and it's got a lot of resistance, so therefore it heats up and puts off heat. In this case, we don't want to put off heat because that means we're losing energy. Then I still need to go ahead and order our batteries as well. We're going to have 404 amp hours on 24 volt system is what the plans are. So this is information not just on my particular model, but also the other models that they offer. The information from my controller, this is the dimensions right here. Alright, well, our package showed up a little early, so we didn't have to wait as long as I thought we would. So, here we go. We're going to start cutting into it. Had a slight interruption. but it comes with some plywood. Maybe we could use that thin piece of plywood, considering how expensive plywood is these days, and either that or I may sell it. Who knows? There's some more plywood. Still thin. Maybe if I add a few of them pieces together, maybe I'll make a decent piece. Ooh, some more plywood. We're rich today. Some more thin plywood. We have our manual. We have the controller in a little box with the display unit for on and off for remote connection and disconnection. We have a sensor that connects to your battery. Yes, we got a redundancy. So the solar charge controller also charges electric as well. This does the same thing, but my thought is I want an inverter / charge controller. So what's on this side? Negative and positive protections. So let me get this out. So as you can see, this is a sun glow power, and there's a low frequency inverter for all applications. It is a very beefy unit. But as you can see, you have your dip switches, and these each control different features. But it even has a remote generator turn on. Battery temp sensor is what that other piece is. But she is a hefty one, to say the least. As you may have noticed, it also has a remote port as well. I'm guessing that is for other features. But alright. I think I get it that way. The information in this can be useful for other models. We purchased the 6,000 watt model that's got a continuous 6,000 with a spike up to 12,000. This also gives you the information you need to know if you plan on wiring it up yourself and what kind of wiring you need. In our case, we're going to need 4-aught. We are running a 24 volt bank system, so that could be useful for you as well. But at the same time, just to let you know, this puppy weighs a bit. It's like 90 pounds. So be prepared that if you want to mount it to something, it's sturdy enough that you can mount it to it.